Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to KongaCast, where we discuss all things video games, especially relating to Nintendo. I'm your host, Ryan, and I'm joined today with my co host, Adonis. Why don't you say hello, Adonis?
Hello, Adonis. Ha ha ha. Funny joke. What a day we have for we have quite a bonanza, if you will.
Quite a bonanza of an episode, indeed. So, we got word earlier this week that Donkey Kong Bonanza, the new Nintendo Switch 2 game releasing this July, is getting a full 15-minute Nintendo Direct specifically on the game. And as of listening, we have watched this Nintendo Direct. It just went up on the 18th. And I was pretty impressed by it, Adonis. We also have some discussion today about the Silent Hill remake that was announced and what we've been playing recently. So stick around for that. But let's get into it, Adonis. Donkey Kong Bonanza. This Nintendo Direct gave us a lot more info about the game. And I gotta say, I came away pretty impressed, pretty excited to play this.
I am much in agreement. Before I get started, please forgive me if my voice just starts dying as I talk. I just went to a graduation and screamed my absolute guts out, and my throat is killing me. But it's so far so good. But anyway, about Bonanza, I was very, very impressed as well. This to me feels like an $80 game, straight up. I know this is the honeymoon period. That may change in the future, but I really, really like this. It is so creative, and it's obviously exactly what we liked about Mario Odyssey, but for Donkey Kong. That's what you and I asked for. Like literally, straight up. On this podcast, I bet at some point. I don't even know what to say. Like I'm so freaking impressed. I love this game. But it go and also I happened to stumble upon a rumor that there are playable demos out there.
Ooh. Yeah, so I saw something like that, like demos starting to pop up in Walmart and Target and stuff like that, which is super cool. If I happen to stumble upon one, you know I'll be ripping that for about 5 minutes or so. But yeah, let's get back the trailer itself. So I feel like my impressions from June, like early June, and back in May, April when we got word of this game, I was super excited, of course. But there still felt like there was like something missing, something that was like, well, what is like the hook? What is the catch? When we first got word of Mario Odyssey way back in 2017, the game looked awesome, but it was also like, well, what's like the big hook? And then we learned about the capping mechanic, right? So in this game, everything that we've already seen still looks great, but also they just added so many more elements that have got me even more excited. So Pauline is going to be joining Donkey Kong, like riding on his back throughout the game. I'm kind of interested to see the, I guess, dynamic that they have because obviously, like Pauline was like who he was kidnapping back in the day on the 1980s Donkey Kong
Oh yeah.
arcade machine. So I don't know what's happening there with the story, but you also should not overthink Nintendo stories, Mario and Donkey Kong stories. But yeah, we got that. We got confirmation of animal transformations where Donkey Kong can go in these bonanza modes where he changes into an ostrich or a zebra or what have you and can get new abilities in that way, help him explore, help him traverse. So the game looks incredible. There's a lot of new features they showed off. You can definitely tell it has a lot of the Mario Odyssey charm. And I just got like super excited for this game. I was like okay before. I was like a 7. Now I'm like a 9 or a 10.
Yeah, I'm easily a 9 or a 10. Like I don't think they left anything out of this. So like I didn't expect it either. I really didn't. They about the transformation specifically. Very creative, first of all. I was not expecting to be a frickin' zebra or an ostrich. That really caught me off guard. Got a good laugh out of that one. But those feel like the evolution of something like playing as Bowser in Mario Odyssey. Like everybody really loved that segment. At least as far as I know, I loved that segment.
Yeah.
And it really does have that same vibe. And to have like a lot more of an opportunity to play that is like they really did listen to the players, which we know with Nintendo. I mean, when it comes to gameplay, they listen to their players. When it comes to other things, maybe not. But not to be overly overly what is
Critical.
it? Critical of our boy Nintendo.
Yeah,
But
so I
I love it.
other things I noticed from the trailer, just the amount of creativity that seems to be going on here. I mean, it definitely looks like a sandbox. Like you just jump in these worlds, you make it your sandbox, smash it, destroy it, whatever you want to do. Or they showed off that if you have like a softer kind of material, like if you throw sand at something, it doesn't break; it actually just sticks. So all of a sudden, you can just make like a bridge to whatever you're doing. So many other elements they showed off. They showed off like if you grab a certain type of rock, it acts as like some sort of like I don't even know something that can carry you up into the air. So a lot going on here. Definitely Odyssey coded in a lot of ways. It looks like some of the currency that you collect will be used in shops, and you'll be able to like change Donkey Kong's outfit. Looks like there's mini games where you can race against Diddy and Dixie on Rambi, which is cool. I'm cool with all that. But just a lot of good things, man. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm just really excited about this all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think this sold the Switch for me. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I was
Oh,
actually still on the fence up until I saw this trailer. I really want to play this. I think for good reason. Please vote with your wallet. You don't have to choose to get the Switch just because of me or just because of a game. This is just how I feel. But I really, really do love what's going on with this. And it was really interesting. It seems as though the sandbox of the gameplay is actually going to be quite big. Because, okay, let me give you an example. The destructible environments, you know what other game does that? A very beloved small studio game, Deep Rock Galactic. And it creates like interesting environments, gameplay environments. And also, they seem to have a sort of element slash like element interaction system where like you can pick up water, fire, air, ground, like, and there's probably going to be a lot of creative puzzles that you need to solve using those elements. Which, oh man, that's so cool. That's so cool for a semi, like, could you call this a platformer? Not really, actually, would you?
I guess I would. I mean, a 3D platformer, definitely in the
Hmm.
sandbox variety, kind of like Mario Odyssey. Not
Yes,
so much like
exactly.
the
Yeah.
collectathon, subgenre.
Right. And I can't wait. Oh, I cannot wait to see what costumes you can have cuz I know they're going to put a Funky Kong one in there. I know it. I know
Oh,
it.
that'd be
I'm
awesome.
calling it now. It's going to be in the game and I'm going to main it. It's never coming off ever. Um
I
and
loved how you can
also
change the color of his fur too. You can change it to green or
yeah.
purple or like cotton candy colored. That's gonna be fun. I love I it's not that important for gameplay, obviously, but just the cosmetics of
No.
being able to change his outfit and his colors is super cool.
Yeah, I like cosmetics. And also, there's a part of the trailer that caught my eye. You will have the ability to draw whatever you want in the artistry part of the game, artist part of DK artist, something like that.
Hmm.
It's like I don't really remember what the system was, but I know that it allows the player to draw exactly what they want. This is going to be a problem. That's
Yeah,
going to be a problem.
I thought about that too. It looks like it's a side mode where you can kind of like carve up rocks to make whatever you want, and I'm sure you can, take screenshots and share it with your friends and all that good stuff. But yes, I think that might be a problem. I don't know exactly if they thought through all of the potential issues with that, but whatever, that's cool. I'm not like super into like artistic, create your own stuff in a lot of these games. Like Mario Maker 2, I didn't get super into because I'm just not as creative in that vein. But it's cool for people that like it. It's the same vein as like photo mode for me. I almost never use a photo mode in video games, but it's cool that it's there for people that like that kind of stuff. But I never really want to pause the game from the main gameplay to do anything like a photo mode or like a DK artist like this. But cool that they
Yeah.
add the mode.
Yeah, agreed. I think the more that you can do, the more I want to buy it. Straight up, it adds value to the game, and it seems as though there's a whole lot of value to this one. It's a good thing that you said you're not creative in that vein. You are very creative, my friend, just in other areas.
Why, thank you,
Um,
sir.
and the photo mode actually for me, like especially with the Switch 2 and the new fidelity and the same studio that made Mario Odyssey, I think the photo mode is really going to become a mainstay for me. Just pausing especially when Donkey Kong is doing really funny things. I'm going to be doing that quite a lot. And like I'm really curious to see what the villains are like. It seems as
Mm,
though they're very much so Bowser clones. I hope they get creative with the writing here. I really, really do, because the Donkey Kong like series has really funny writing.
yeah.
Maybe I'm dumb.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, the original Country games being developed by a British company, I feel like it had some British humor, and like Cranky Kong especially was just like always making quips at you, which I enjoyed as well. So I agree. I hope the writing is good. I've always loved the Donkey Kong cast of characters. I mean, again, it's like very simple. It's like nothing super in depth, but I've just always loved the character designs and like the vibes of like all the characters hanging out. So we know Diddy and Dixie are back. I'm hoping we get Funky Kong, but if we don't, if we get him as a cosmetic, like you said, that's cool with me. We already know about Cranky Kong, but I would love to see all the Kongs. You know, bring back Lanky Kong, bring back Tiny Kong, Chunky Kong, all the stupid Kongs throughout the Donkey Kong universe. Just get weird with it. Introduce more fun characters. It'd be awesome to see King K. Rool and his Kremlin crew. Now there
Yes, it
are
would.
some people absolutely die on this hill, and that's fine. I'm not like super over the top, like, oh my gosh, without K. Rool, it's so terrible. But I still like him as a character. It'd be cool to see him and the Kremlin crew.
I think we will. Did Here's the thing though, if it's not in the base game, did Mario Odyssey get any post-launch support?
So the only thing it
I
got
don't.
was a free update for Luigi's Balloon World, if you remember that. That was the side mode where you can like
Right.
place your balloon wherever you wanted and like pop other people's to get coins.
Hmm. I'm betting they do a little something special for us if that's the case. Maybe that could be K. Rool's introduction into the game. Who knows? Maybe he'll be in the base game. Yeah, that would be very special for me specifically, and it would probably be a redesign as well. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be exactly the same because Donkey Kong doesn't look the same. For anybody who doesn't know, the reason why K. Rool is so special to me is because I main him in Smash. Yes, I know he's trash. I don't care. Shut up. I have beaten this guy at least one time with K. Rool, which is not easy, my friends. Not
Yeah, but just like
easy.
the games, Donkey Kong always beats King K. Rool. You know, that's just how it
You're
goes.
right. Hey, you're right. What can I say?
I think there's still room for him to show up. Obviously, the Void Trio is the main, bad guys, whatever. But maybe King K. Rool comes back as like a side villain, or maybe he comes back as like a surprise final boss, whatever. I certainly would not rule him out in the slightest because it looks like they're pulling from a lot of DK's history. There's references to like all the bosses he's fought in Country and stuff like that before. So, yeah, shaping up to be a really good one. Really excited for this. Like I said, I was probably like a 7 before, and now I am at a 9 or a 10. One last thing I got to comment, the graphics. I remember like looking at this in like April and like really not loving it as much as other people. I'm like, do people think this like looks good? Like I feel like there's something missing for me. I don't know what I was doing because I just watched the trailer again before the show in 4K
Yeah.
on YouTube, and it makes such a difference. I'm like, okay, now I get it. It's a lot less blurry. I think everything I had seen
Yeah.
before was 720p, and watching in 4K has made a big difference. Now I'm like, okay, this looks like this looks graphically good.
They cooked here. They cooked here, man.
Yep.
I'm curious to see how it performs as well. This is Nintendo we're talking about, and a studio who is very familiar with the engines, and the Switch 2 seems quite strong. It really does. I have heard from friends that it's pretty stable, so I can't wait to see that beautiful graphical fidelity and performance mixed into a Donkey Kong game. We made it, man. We made it. One other thing I wanted to touch on was I really enjoy level design that's underground, but that doesn't look underground because it's so big. I
Yeah.
love that. Like I remember them. Part of the trailer was they were on a beach, like a sunny beach, which was technically underground. That's so cool. I love that. I really interested to see, interested brains in a blender today. Interested to see how what the environments look like because man, they look beautiful in the trailer. What do they look like in the game? You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
was uh I was concerned when I heard like everything was underground. I'm like, does that mean we're not gonna get like lush jungles or like, various environments? Like everything's gonna be
That's
more
fair.
rocky and darker and brown and all that. But no, I mean everything they've shown off, they've now shown off a couple more worlds than just the first world we've seen before. and they've got some variety to them. They've got some detail. They've got some jungle. All the vegetation you would expect a gorilla to be running around in. So I'm cool with it all, man. It looks great. And you said $80 earlier. This is a $70 game. So a little nice.
Oh,
Nintendo's just so kind to us. Okay, they're just basically giving this away for free. All right, I'm being a little facetious, but it is nice that this one's a $70 game, not 80.
right. Totally forgot. Uh, be careful, by the way. You might rile the beasts.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well, let's
I'm
let's let's move on then before the price
yeah.
wars start up. Then how's
Another
that
big
sound?
thing.
Yeah.
Another
So
big thing to talk about.
other topic for today that we have is the announcement of a Silent Hill remake. So a remake of Silent Hill 1 from way back on the PS1 is confirmed to be in development. And this is being developed by Team Blooper, the same team behind the Silent Hill 2 remake. Uh, and so all we got a little teaser trailer, 30-second trailer, just confirming Konami, Team Blooper are working on this. And that's all we know. We don't know release date, whatever. But I mean, clearly, this must have been something that was in a prototype phase and just got approved after the success commercially and financially of Silent Hill 2 back in October of last year. So this is super exciting. Silent Hill, ultimate horror franchise. I think probably the best end-to-end horror franchise out there. And Silent Hill 1 is now getting a proper remake, which is super awesome.
Yeah, I thought the same thing the moment you had actually sent it to me, and I totally like freaked out. Um, you're totally right. Silent Hill is maybe the most influential horror game of all time. One of, definitely. If the most, maybe not. I don't know. It depends on what you think. I think that they're not. I don't think Silent Hill is that scary, but I think it what it does is it's a very creepy atmosphere, which I appreciate even more than being scary. So Silent Hill remake, this is on the same grounds of like when Dead Space got remade. Although I think the Dead Space remake is just untouchable because it was
Mm.
just so good. It was so good. But I hope that this remake is just as good. Um, and I really do think that they learned a lot from the first remake. They will use all the information they learned to make an even better freaking Silent Hill. That the first one. This is so crazy. I can't believe
Yeah,
it. What a time we're living in.
it's awesome. And it's probably the one that needs a remake the most. I mean, 2 and 3 held up, and I think everyone still likes 1, but it's dated. And there's some aspects that, some people find are a little lacking, specifically in like character development is like one thing I see often is a touch point for why Silent Hill 1 might be a little dated. So I'm okay if they want to take some creative liberties. I believe Silent Hill 2 is more beat for beat remake. Correct me if I'm wrong, Adonis. But I wouldn't mind if Silent Hill 1 took a little more creative liberties. Either way, Bloober Team did a great job with Silent Hill 2. So I have full confidence that they're going to do well with Silent Hill 1 as well.
I think they will. I did really like what I saw with their most recent work. So I don't think we have anything to worry about. I think we're in really good hands. And it makes me wonder, like now with Dead Space and Silent Hill remakes making a lot of money, I wonder what studios can start to pick up on that popular games that get remade that people actually want make a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I don't think
know,
that's any
one
secret. But go ahead.
no, I just there's a game out there that you could remake, and everybody would really like it. It's called
It
Bloodborne.
begins with a B, rhymes with Udborn.
Bloodborne. Bloodborne. Yeah, that would be great. Please.
It'll happen someday, Adonis. Just keep dreaming.
Okay.
But it's cool to
Okay.
see Konami being more active with their franchises. Felt like for several years there, they were just sitting on their franchises, not doing anything. But we've had this. We've had the other remakes for some of their older games. Metal Gear Solid 3 is getting a remake later this year. Awesome to see from Konami. And I'll say one last thing, Adonis. What a glow up for Team Bloober. I mean, this is a studio that like put out some not very impressive games in the 2010s, But once they got the contract for Silent Hill 2, I know there was some fear amongst fans saying, this studio's body of work is really not that impressive. But then they did great with Silent Hill 2. So again, that's why I have confidence with Silent Hill 1. Like I do feel good about them taking on another Silent Hill game, another Silent Hill remake.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if they add anything new. That I loved what the Dead Space. I'm sorry, I keep referencing the Dead Space remake. It's just very similar. This is very similar situation for me. But they added things post story that you could do in New Game Plus. I really do think that games can benefit from that if they're done right. And I hope they do something like that with this. I think that could be a lot of fun. Adds to replayability as well. So, because this is the kind of game you always come back to. Like I'm always gonna go back to Dead Space around the same time of year, every year. Uh, I think Silent Hill is gonna be a similar situation. Resident Evil 4 remake is also like that.
Hmm.
So, yeah, this is this is great. Two really
Yeah,
great things this week, huh?
yeah, absolutely. I hope the good times keep rolling because this was a good couple of announcements for this week. Happy to
Me
touch on
freaking
both of
too.
them. So if that's all you got to say, if that's all we got on these two topics, why don't we just move on to
Mhm.
what we've been playing recently? Why don't you hit me, Adonis?
Hey, come over here. Come here. Let me hit you. I'm just kidding. I would never do that to you, Ryan. I've been playing some of the same games that I have already mentioned in previous what we've been playing recently. So I've been playing Helldivers. Something really big happened, and I want to talk about it. It like as a main point in either next or the episode after. Um, Sony lifted the restriction on selling in certain countries, and anyone can dive now.
Sweet.
Like out of nowhere, a year later.
So all
I,
the
I,
drama with the phone numbers and having to have a PSN account to sign in, that's just gone away. That's what you're saying?
I, I guess like
Okay.
I don't understand. Why did they take so long? Oh, you know what I just thought? You know why? It's probably because they didn't have like legal ability to sell in those countries anymore. Is that what maybe that could be the problem?
I'm not
What do you
sure.
think?
I'm not sure. That
I don't
would
know.
kind of differ country by country based off the consumer
True.
rights and all that good stuff. So I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, okay. So like it took them a really long time to do this, but thank you, Sony. That you earned a whole lot of credit with me for that, Sony. Uh, I have a renewed fire in my soul to destroy the enemies of Super Earth wherever they hide. Up, right, down, down, down. Easy democracy. Having a blast playing that game, man. And I've really been getting into urban warfare tactics on how to properly like protect yourself in a ballistic firearms. Also, really digging into a certain franchise that is all about warfare called Warhammer. And man, it's got me, Ryan. It's got me and it won't let go. The Emperor himself has grabbed onto my soul and will not let it go. I've been
Dang.
having a lot of fun in Space Marine 2 as well, along the same vein, because I inundated it with a bunch of mods, which was a great idea, by the way. Very much so spiced
Hmm.
up the experience. Currently running a Salamander Eliminator and a Carcharodon Devastator. I think that's what it's called. And I really think that Helldivers 2 has the perfect war sim uh, gameplay. What Space Marine 2 has is the horde shooter uh, style, like Left 4 Dead. And it's just been the perfect match of I want to play this and nothing else in two different games. So I've been, whoa boy, have I been playing those games. It's been a whole lot of fun. I'm curious to know what you've been playing this week.
Yeah, man, it's been boring for me. I don't even know. Can I even call myself a gamer anymore? I don't know what's been going on lately. I probably played an hour or two of Half-Life 2 this week, and that's really all I've done gaming wise, you know?
What you
I've been
playing
on a
Half-Life 2?
very, very big Star Wars kick. I've been watching Star Wars with my wife, and I haven't watched any Star Wars as a kid. So this year, I don't know what came over me. Last couple months, I've watched all 9 Star Wars movies, and now I'm going to do some of the shows and all that good stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. I've been on a Star Wars kick, so I haven't really been gaming as much. Uh, 8 and 9 were terrible. I can't believe it. I watched 8 and 9 the last 2 nights, and I was like, what the heck were those? So
They
I
were
didn't really
bad.
know too much about Star Wars. I'm a little shocked how little spoilers I was exposed to before this. So I kind of followed like the general fan consensus, like beat for beat for each movie. Uh, and then I got to 8 and I was like, what are they doing? Like midway through the movie, I'm like, this is terrible. Like, what are they
What
doing
are we
to
doing
these,
here?
whatever. But I'll leave that for everyone else to judge. But yeah, been doing that. Funnily enough, still no Switch 2 in my hands, but I do have a copy of Cyberpunk on the Switch 2, ready to go for whenever I can find a console. Again, my strategy is I'm trying not to stress out and go crazy over it, more so just letting it be and trying to find a Switch 2 restocked at GameStop because I want the points. I want the points for my Pro membership. And I also saw now they're doing Pro members get like another $25 off the console. So that's fine with me. Just trying to get it at GameStop to hopefully save some money, and not just like obsess over it, try to drive around everywhere for it. I'm just gonna let it come to me.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Um, I don't really have that points drive hard enough to get it just from GameStop. I'm probably just gonna go to a big retailer.
Hmm.
Maybe I wait for the game to come out though, like Donkey Kong. I think I might wait for the game to come out.
Yeah,
Although that'd be a lot of money to drop on video games, like double whammy Mario Kart, and I don't have to get Mario Kart, I guess, but I'm gonna. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm gonna get it. But
yeah,
yeah. Uh, get back to work, man. start,
I know. I'm
start,
slacking.
get back to work. And by the way, I actually did play a little bit of a short hike as well. I totally forgot to mention that.
Heck yeah.
So we are playing our backlog games outside of like our own obligation to each other, which is very kind. We were very
That is
see,
kind.
be like us, be like me specifically,
Be kind. That is fantastic. Short hike, you know how
like
I feel about
me.
that game. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yep, agreed. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this week's. Sorry for the shorter episode, folks. It hurts to speak, so I'm gonna go rest and come back for a next week, a big week next week.
yes, sir. All right. So let's wrap up the show. That's gonna do it for this edition of KongaCast. Thank you everyone for tuning into this episode. If you like what you heard, make sure to rate 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and follow the show to hear more. To stay up to date on the show, make sure to follow us on Twitter at KongaCast. For all business inquiries, please email kongacast@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.